Why do we wake up at 3 a.m.? Some people wake up in the middle of the night and find difficult to fall asleep. I call this the 3 a.m. phenomenon. And this is not just sleep problem. This could be your systemic metabolic problem. I approach this in layers. First is stress and cortisol dysregulation. This is probably the most important factor. Normally, cortisol should be low at night, high in the morning. But in chronic stress, this rhythm reverses. People become tired in the morning, active in the night, they become sleepy during daytime. Their nervous system remains in a kind of survival mode. Now, why exactly 3 a.m.? The body enters deep REM sleep phase. That is from a deep sleep to active sleep phase. During REM sleep phase, there is a natural small cortisol fluctuation. In healthy people, that is not enough to wake them up. But in stressed individuals, the baseline cortisol is already very high. So this small rise becomes amplified during the REM phase. Result, sudden wakening, racing thoughts, anxiety, sweating, palpitation, and they find it difficult to fall asleep again. This is very common in people who have burnt out, chronic stress, overthinking, anxiety, overstraining, and chronic inflammation. The second most important layer that we have to see is the sleep hygiene. Even with perfect genetics, poor sleep hygiene can destroy sleep. Our brain loves rhythm. You should sleep at same time, wake up at the same time, get morning sunlight exposure. So most people need around 7 to 8 hours of sleep. But here the quality matters more than the quantity. So some important sleep hygiene factors that we have to follow is our room temperature should be at a ideal temperature, that it should be less than the normal room temperature. So less screen exposure at night. There should be a wind down period after 6 or 7 p.m. No intense emotional stress before sleep. Early dinner helps in stable sugar during sleep. Third most important layer is genetics. So genetics helps us to understand and reinforce our sleep hygiene. So when we are young, our metabolism is strong, our hormones are stronger, recovery is better. So many genetic weaknesses remain hidden, but after 30, maybe 35, even after 40 years, these weaknesses started showing up. Some people naturally sleep lighter, wake up easily. Some are sensitive to light, some are more stressed to reactivity. This is because of something called single nucleotide polymorphism. These are small changes in your genetics. These are called as SNPs, SNPs. These are not genetic abnormalities but common variations in genes. These could include a clock gene, PER genes, circadian rhythm genes, cortisol genes, and even caffeine metabolism genes. So that is why some people can drink coffee at 6 p.m. and sleep peacefully, while other person cannot sleep after evening coffee. So understanding these SNPs helps us to understand how to modify our lifestyle. So the fourth most important layer is blood sugar and insulin resistance. This is extremely common today. So when a person eats late dinner, high carb dinner, desserts, or alcohol, blood sugar rises rapidly. So the insulin rises excessively. Then during the night, the blood sugar suddenly drops. The brain interprets this as a danger signal. So it releases cortisol, adrenaline, and stress hormone. This wakes up the person, especially around 2 to 4 a.m. That is when you have a lot amount of REM sleep. So many people waking 3 a.m. actually have a early insulin resistance. So the fifth most important layer is sleep anxiety. Some people become afraid of not sleeping. Then sleep itself becomes stress. Now every awakening causes panic. This further increases cortisol. Then the person cannot fall asleep again. This becomes a kind of vicious cycle. See, cognitive behavior therapy for insomnia, CBTI, is very useful in such kind of sleep anxiety. So layer number 6 is sleep apnea and snoring. This is one of the most underdiagnosed in sleep pattern. So people with obesity, visceral fat, large neck size, hypertension, diabetes often have sleep apnea. Their oxygen drops repeatedly during sleep. This again triggers a cortisol surges. And not only cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine, all these hormone surges during the sleep whenever you're waking up. During a deep sleep, as soon as deep sleep finishes, the REM sleep starts to kick in around 2 to 4, 3 a.m. Around this time, the surges in cortisol wakes the people around this time. So many people wake at around 3 a.m. may have hidden sleep apnea. Another important layer is in hormonal changes, especially during menopause andropause around after 40 years of age, during this perimenopausal stage, and during even thyroid dysfunction. These states affect the thermoregulation, that is body temperature system, that is very crucial during initiating of the sleep. And not only the temperature, nervous system is affected, sleep depth is affected, and this cortisol rhythm, that is high cortisol during the daytime and low during the night, is also affected. Typically many women wake up around 3 a.m. It could be because of hot flashes, thermoregulatory instability, and also during perimenopausal stage there is a progesterone decline. Another important layer is a gut health and inflammation. So gut health affects serotonin, GABA, inflammation, and thereby the nervous system signaling is affected. Conditions like acid reflux, IBS, bloating can trigger nighttime awakenings. Inflammation itself worsens the sleep quality. So waking up at 3 a.m. is usually not a random thing. It is often a signal that tells that system is under stress. There is metabolic dysfunction. It could be a hormonal dysregulation, or it could be an imbalance in circadian rhythm, or nervous system needs some attention. And the solution is just not sleeping tablets. So once these deeper layers are addressed, you could see dramatic improvement in sleep.